Hello, beautiful souls and cherished viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm beyond grateful for each and every one of you who supports this channel, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to be here with me. Now, brace yourself, because what I'm about to share will make your heart race and your screen feel like it's sizzling. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have done it again. They've completely set the internet on fire, and this time, it happened in the city of love, art, and unspoken stories, Paris. It all began with whispers, subtle rumors that both Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan would be attending Fashion Week in Paris. Fans didn't know what to expect. Would they walk the same red carpets? Sit front row at the same shows? Or would their paths mysteriously avoid one another as they often have in recent years? The buzz online was electric. Search engines exploded with phrases like Wang Yibo Paris look, Xiao Zhan spotted Paris, and of course, the one that made the entire fandom lose their breath, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan same event Paris. Both stars arrived in style, of course. Wang Yibo was first to be spotted, exiting a sleek black vehicle outside the venue of a high-profile designer's show. Dressed in a sharp, all-black ensemble with an edge of rockstar flair, he walked past cameras with his signature cool expression, barely acknowledging the chaos of screams around him. His hair was slicked back, his eyes hidden behind dark shades, and every move he made had the elegance of someone who knew the world was watching. Shortly after, Xiao Zhan appeared, and it felt like time stood still. Contrasting Yibo's dark drama, Xiao Zhan was dressed in a tailored cream suit that brought a soft glow to the gloomy Parisian skies. His smile, gentle and composed, drew attention like a magnet. He waved to fans, paused for photos, and carried himself with grace that felt both royal and romantic. For a moment, it felt like the city itself gasped. These two men, once the heart of the Untamed, who hadn't been seen together publicly in years, were in the same orbit once more. The internet exploded. Hashtags soared. Fan accounts began analyzing everything. The color of their suits, the time they arrived, the way they looked at the cameras. Memes bloomed, fan cams surfaced, and artists across social media began sketching reimagined moments of the two of them together on the Parisian streets, caught between fashion and fate. What truly poured fuel on the fire, however, wasn't just their individual appearances, it was what happened after. In a rare and almost unbelievable twist, paparazzi shots revealed something no one expected. Backstage at one of the Fashion Week events, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were seen in the same room. Not only that, they exchanged glances. One frame showed Xiao Zhan reaching for a glass of water while Wang Yibo stood a few feet behind, looking almost amused. Another showed the two looking in the same direction, unintentionally captured in the same breath of time. That was all fans needed. Twitter, Weibo, Instagram, TikTok, it didn't matter the platform. The fandom roared to life. People posted side-by-side comparisons of their outfits, analyzed body language, and captioned photos with emotional outbursts like they're breathing the same air again. And this is not a drill. Entire threads were dedicated to their imagined thoughts. Fan fiction writers were reignited with passion. Artists posted stunning Parisian backdrops with the two drawn side by side, walking hand in hand across a romantic bridge, or sharing a quiet cafe moment on the Rue Saint-Honoré. But why does this reunion, intentional or accidental, matter so much? Because for fans of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, especially those who fell in love with them during their unforgettable performances in the Untamed, these two aren't just actors. They symbolize a time in fandom history that felt magical. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, electric, and deeply emotional. And when rumors swirled that the two had been kept apart due to professional, political, or private pressures, fans felt a sense of loss, as if something precious had been stolen. So seeing them in Paris, the city that embraces beauty, expression, and hidden stories, sparked something that had long been dormant: hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, the universe hasn't finished writing their story yet. In the hours following their appearance, the internet only grew hotter. Video compilations of their previous interviews resurfaced. "Remember when Yibo said Zhan Ji inspired him?" a fan tweeted, alongside an old interview clip. Another posted, "They were both in Paris. That means they chose to be seen." The idea that both men had reclaimed some agency over their image, their presence, and their right to be visible, together or apart, resonated deeply. There was also the fascinating fashion narrative. Yibo's sharp, almost rebellious look contrasted with Zhan's soft, romantic energy, and yet when placed side by side, they looked like different pages from the same storybook. Designers began reposting images of them both, subtly hinting that they'd been dressed intentionally to echo or complement each other. Was it a coincidence? Or a silent nod to a past partnership that still held artistic value? Many believe that the timing of their Paris appearance was no accident. With global eyes watching, and a rising shift in how celebrities control their brand image, some believe Yibo and Zhan were sending a quiet but powerful message. We are still here. We are still influential. And we will be seen. Brands certainly noticed. Several luxury houses began trending simply because Yibo or Zhan wore their outfits. One accessory Xiao Zhan wore, a minimalist watch with a blue leather strap, sold out within 24 hours. Yibo's boots became the most searched item on a major fashion app. Suddenly, it wasn't just a fan frenzy, it was a business phenomenon. Fashion analysts chimed in as well, writing think pieces on how these two young Chinese stars were shaping Eastern influence on Western fashion platforms. Wang Yibo's mystique brings edge, one wrote, while Xiao Zhan's elegance softens the runway narrative. Together, they represented balance, light and shadow, steel and silk, fire and air. Beyond fashion and fame, there was a quiet emotional undercurrent that many fans couldn't ignore. Whether or not Yibo and Zhan spoke to each other that day, whether they shared a moment or simply brushed past one another in silence, didn't matter as much as the fact that they were once again occupying the same frame. For many, it felt like witnessing a long-lost melody play for just a few notes before fading again. But those few notes, they meant everything. And while neither Yibo nor Zhan has commented publicly on the experience, their silence only adds to the mystery. Some fans believe they're being cautious. Others think they're preparing for something bigger, a project, a collaboration, or perhaps, one day, another drama that brings them back to the screen together. Is that wishful thinking? Perhaps. But fandom lives on hope. And this Paris moment gave the world just enough magic to dream again. As the days passed, the fire hasn't died down. Edits continue to flood in. Articles are being written. Fans are organizing tribute trends. Hashtags like #ZhanParis, #WangXiao and #TheUntamedLives have reached millions of impressions. Whether it was a silent reunion, a fashion miracle, or a cosmic coincidence,